Several days of storms have already brought devastation to some Mid-South communities, killing and injuring multiple people and destroying countless homes and businesses, and the severe weather threat is not over. The power of the storm has caused damage in many areas. Let's start with Conbury. Yesterday, everyone said in unison that the storm was very strong, both rain and wind. And what's scary is lightning. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Do not attempt to travel unless you are fleeing an area subject to flooding or under an evacuation order, NWS says in an emergency alert. A flash flood emergency is issued in rare situations when extremely heavy rain is leading to a severe threat to human life and catastrophic damage from a flash flood is occurring or will occur soon. On December 7, 2024, the city of Joinville in the state of Santa Catarina, Brazil, experienced a severe storm that led to significant flooding. The weather system, characterized by heavy rainfall and strong winds, began early in the evening and persisted throughout the day, causing widespread disruption and damage. River flooding is a major concern for the Memphis area as it is expected to receive rainfall that could cause generational flooding. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a tornado watch for the Memphis area. In some places, lightning struck an electric transformer that exploded with a loud noise, such as Jontian Beach Road, a famous tourist attraction in Pattaya. It shocked tourists and locals living in that area. There are no reports of damage from the transformer explosion this time, but it is expected that it will cause a power outage. Still in Pattaya, there is a clip of locals walking at Thepperset Market and encountering a storm. The vendors fought hard, helping each other hold up the tents to prevent them from being blown away by the wind. Some shops did not have time to put away their displayed products. Hundreds of homes and roads on Lanzarote have been flooded after torrential rainfall swept across the Canary Island on Saturday. Lanzarote's government declared a state of emergency overnight after 6 centimeters, 2.4 inches, of rain poured down on the popular holiday destination in just 2 hours. And were blown to the ground by the wind and fell all over. Back in Bangkok, in Lat Krabang district, the strong wind blew the roof tiles off, shocking the person filming the clip. The person filming the clip also stated that the strong wind affected planes that were about to land at Suvarnabhumi and Don Mueang airports, preventing them from landing. Netizens who experienced the incident themselves commented, such as, "I am one of those who encountered it today." No injuries have been reported by the Spanish authorities, and the state of emergency was lifted on Sunday morning. The head of Lanzarotte's emergency services told local media some homes had been submerged, with floodwaters leaving behind a great quantity of mud. Not only that, she also encountered an electrical transformer that exploded with a loud noise on the road. Cars driving in the lane next to the electrical pole hurriedly changed it, but barely escaped in time, fearing that sparks would fall on the car and cause a fire. In Chachoengsao province, a roof attached to a convenience store in the Taiki district collapsed onto the cars of residents and employees, damaging a total of 5 cars. We have been working all night, attending 300 calls overnight, many of them in Arrecife and Teguise, Enrique Espinosa said on Sunday. Omaha, Nebraska, a part of the city that often gets the worst of flash floods, has some nearby business owners frustrated. We see cars floating by because people think they can get into that water, Phil Rhodes, owner of Futuramic's Clean Water Center, said. Emergency services attended more than 150 incidents in Costa Teguise and in excess of 70 in Arrecife, local media reports. The area of San Bartolome was badly hit, according to Lanzarotte's government. Thursday, the water once again came knocking on the door at his business. It came up on our sidewalk over here about halfway, maybe within 4 to 6 inches of getting into the office, but it didn't, Rhodes said. There's mud, there's a lot of cleanup, we could lose inventory. It turned out that a storm blew a nearly 100-year-old conch tree down onto the roof of a multi-purpose building where guests and relatives of the deceased were resting while waiting for the ceremony. Fortunately, no one was injured because everyone was able to run away in time. Dramatic footage circulating on social media shows a large surge of floodwater flowing rapidly under a bridge, leaving cars stranded on flooded roads. The Canaries are particularly vulnerable to floods when hit with intense rain, as their dry climate and volcanic rock mean the ground does not absorb large volumes of water well. Quang District, Bangkok, following heavy rain that caused flooding in various areas throughout Bangkok on May 10th. Mr. Wisanu Trayfumpel, Deputy Governor of Bangkok, was present. It goes up and down very quickly. You don't have much. You really don't have much notice, Rhodes said. It's a raging river, and then it calms, and then it's just gone. It's a real pain, but we just have kind of gotten used to it, and we're nervous every time we get one of those big storms. Sleep in Japan, said Mr. Chachart, who then turned to Mr. Wisanu jokingly asked why Bangkok was allowed to flood. Mr. Wisanu replied that on May 10th, the rain fell about 130 millimeters throughout Bangkok, mostly in Luang Thong Lang and Lat Freo districts. The torrential rain came off the back of Storm Olivier, which swept over the Canaries, mainland Spain, and Portugal in recent days, triggering several weather alerts. Spain's meteorological service has issued weather warnings for many areas of the country from Sunday to Tuesday, including storms in the northeast, rain in the Balearic Islands, and wind in parts of both the north and south coast. Areas receiving water are Klong Lat Freo and Klong Saint Seep, which also have a lot of water. Klong Song Krasham receives water from Chok Chai 4 Road and NAK Naiwat Road. There is also Klong Chau Kan Sing, which receives both Klong Saint Seep and Klong Song Krasham. Jim Thyler with Omaha Public Works says the road is basically a funnel. Saddle Creek just happens to be a road at the bottom of a hill where that's where all the water flows, Thyler said. With a downpour like we saw Thursday, the city can't really do anything about flooding in Saddle Creek and other areas that are prone to flooding when that much rain comes down in a short period of time, Thyler said. Last year's city council member Danny Begley told Thinks it would cost hundreds of millions of dollars to fix the issues. As for the drainage, it will be dry the next day. Mr. Chachart said that Klong Lat Freo still has houses along the canal that have not been managed yet. Dredging the canal is still a problem. Therefore, the canal's capacity is limited. Then, an officer said that from the heavy rain on May 10th, the first 15 minutes fell at 48 millimeters. If multiplied by 4, it will be 192 millimeters. Breaking Breaking news from Spain reveals a devastating flood that has rattled Lanzarote, leaving widespread destruction in its wake. The popular holiday destination, which attracts thousands of tourists during the Easter season, is now grappling with severe flooding caused by torrential rains on April 12th. The island has been placed under a state of emergency as violent floodwaters inundate homes, roads, and popular tourist spots. This natural disaster threatens to disrupt the Easter tourism business, a critical period for Lanzarote's economy, which heavily relies on the influx of travelers. The storm was a result of a low-pressure system that had been developing over the Atlantic Ocean. As the system moved inland, it intensified, bringing with it torrential rain and gusts reaching up to 80 kilometers per hour. Footage from the island shows floodwaters submerging cars, swamping streets, and overwhelming drainage systems, with raw sewage spilling into the affected areas. Arrecife, the capital, along with towns such as Teguise, Costa Teguise, Guatiza, and Nazareth, have been particularly hit hard. Filer says the city may look at adding additional signs warning people where not to drive when it's raining and wants people to listen to their local meteorologists. We have to continue and educate and use media sources like yours to educate people to, just stay out of harm's way, when it's raining that hard, Filer said. With roads impassable and numerous businesses damaged, the tourism sector faces significant losses. Travelers who had planned to visit Lanzarote for the Easter break may find themselves facing cancellations, delays, and limited access to key attractions. The heavy downpour, which lasted for several hours, overwhelmed the city's drainage systems, leading to rapid water accumulation in various parts of the city. Flash floods affected numerous neighborhoods, with several areas reporting water levels rising up to 1 meter.
我操，我们家车给冲跑了。
As authorities authorities work to manage the crisis, the immediate focus is on ensuring the safety of residents and visitors. However, the long-term implications for Lanzarotte's tourism industry remain uncertain. In this report, we explore what you need to know about the situation, the impact on Easter tourism, and how travelers can navigate these disruptions. Residential areas, particularly those located near rivers and low-lying regions, were the hardest hit. Many homes were inundated, forcing residents to evacuate and seek shelter in temporary accommodation provided by local authorities. In addition to residential damage, the storm and subsequent flooding caused significant disruption to transportation. Roads and bridges were submerged, making travel difficult and, in some cases, impossible.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay informed about the latest developments.